Good morning, everybody. It's a Friday, and it is probably the most unlikely day to start back with homeschool, but we are doing it. We have done art this week, a couple days already, just kind of getting the kids sort of back in kind of the groove of like paying attention, listening to directions, that kind of thing. Not that they don't do that throughout the summer, but anyway, we are getting back into what we, I guess, would call like just traditional homeschool, where we're doing some workbook stuff, we're doing like math and reading and everything. We are starting pretty slow. We're just getting back into it slowly, just kind of adding a subject here, a subject there type of thing. So today, all we have planned for school-wise is to go for our 1 hour walk, as well as do reading, I think. I'll have to show you my calendars and everything and my goals that I wrote out, but first I am putting away laundry. That is what I do right away in the morning. It's part of my morning routine. Anything that's been folded the day before gets put away this morning. So the kids do that. That's what I do. So I just have a pile of laundry to put away in my room. And it reminded me that last week I actually emptied this entire drawer here. I have pajamas, underwear, socks here. I emptied this drawer, was literally jammed. Every time I closed it, stuff was hanging out, and rarely, ask Warren, rarely was it completely closed. So I emptied it all out. I got rid of, like grocery shopping bags. I ended up getting 3 bags. I don't know how, but I did this drawer as well up here. I'm not really sure how I found 3 bags worth of stuff, but I did. And I picked these little organizers up from Walmart. So they come in a 6-pack. You get 2 of this size, which is kind of like the biggest ones. And then you get 2 of these narrow sized dividers, and then you get 2 of the squares. And so I just organized everything, and I am loving this so much. Number one, I can find the socks that I need. I have my lighter underwear and my darker underwear, and that is just working out great. I can find the stuff I need, and I also pared down my pajamas. I am so happy with this, and I just wanted to show you that. I think a set of these was around $5 or something. I'll have to look at the Walmart site and put it up on the screen for you guys. What's with that? That was the best you could find?
Wait, the mismatched flip-flops?
Yeah, the mismatched flip-flops.
I'm not wearing these on our walk.
I know, but that's just goofy. You can tell it's getting to the end of the summer, huh?
I can't, the other one of these are broken, and I can't find the other one of these.
Well, I just saw one of these down by the trampoline.
Just now?
Like just within the last 2 days.
Well, then maybe it's down there.
Yep, I bet it is. I made a goal to walk for 1 hour every single day in June, and I almost accomplished that. I missed 3 days. Then July came, and I actually only did the 1 hour walk 3 times. And now here we are in August, and we've set a new goal of walking Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which I have included on our school plan so that it just becomes part of our routine. Hey, I'm home from the walk. The kids, of course, as soon as they hit the 30-minute mark and then we do the turnaround, they just go rocketing back home with their bikes, because actually I thought they would be in the house with the TV on, because that's usually what they love to do. It's like, quick, get home before mom so we can watch TV. But they weren't. Maria was on the swing here. She was just having a good time. Joe was over on the sand pile. Well, he was. Yes, Joe's still over there. And I don't know where Peter is.
Peter's by Johnson.
Oh, and Peter, he's watching Sam, and then Sam's friend has been working here a couple days a week this summer, and they're actually doing some welding, building a pipe rack. Maybe I can show it to you. I have to make sure they're not actually welding, because you can't look at the welding light, because that can be blinding. So, hi Joe. Hi Joe. Yes, you can have a popsicle.
Want to see my best weld down there, Mom?
Sure.
Look.
Okay, Sam's going to show us his best weld.
That is my weld. See the perfect flow? And then this is my dad's weld.
Wow.
See, like...
They look great. Both of them look great.
Look at dad's compared to mine. Like, they're almost identical, like with the flow.
Yep.
And that's how we want them to look.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Good. That's what Dad was saying yesterday. He's like, yeah, practice makes perfect, right?
Yep.
All right. Okay, like I said, we are starting up school here kind of lightly and sort of slowly here in August. Years ago when our oldest kids were little, we would actually start a few weeks like before the traditional start of September, at least in our area. School starts like the first week of September. And what we would do though is oftentimes start up a couple weeks ahead, 2-3 weeks, and we would just, like the first week, we'd only add one subject. So we might start just with math, and they would just do math every day. Then the next week, we would add on one more subject. So math and maybe spelling or language arts, something like that. And then the third week, we'd add on a third subject. And then by the start of the traditional Wisconsin start date for school, we would be, we'd add in everything that we have to be doing for the year. Well, anyway, I really hadn't been doing that for a number of years. I think just, I don't know, it just feels like the more kids I had, the more activity there was going on, and I don't know, I just wasn't quite as organized. I mean, honestly, there's been many a year where the first day of school is when I'm finally starting to get organized for that year. Even though I would have a whole lot of things going on in my mind, I didn't really get it down on paper for quite a while. So what I did is I kind of went back to paper and pen like I used to all those years ago, and I wrote up August goals. And I just wrote kind of all of our subjects here that we have, and then I just kind of looked at what do I want to accomplish or have each of the kids accomplish. So I have one for Maria, for Peter, and then Joe's. Where is Joe's? Yes, and then I have one for Joe's as well. So let's just kind of look at that. So for the month of August, actually I guess this should have gone down here in reading, because we're not doing language arts in August, but we are doing reading. And so I have these readers, they're called Journeys readers, and I do like to use those. The kids seem to enjoy reading from those. So for the month of August, he's going to be reading the first 4 stories. He's also going to work in a math book, and he's going to be doing pages 1 through 17. And then we do still have our land unit that we were working on last year. We didn't get done, so I would like to finish that in August. We're not going to do social studies or history per se. Art, we're going to be we've been working through the Pizzazz art program, really enjoying that. I mean, Peter actually just a couple minutes ago was like, are we going to do another one of those art lessons today? I have a book called Stories of Will, as Will Enters Puberty or something like that. And so I haven't quite read through it to see if it's something I'm supposed to read aloud to Joe or if it's something more just for the parent. But anyway, we're going to kind of work through that book as well, pages 7 through 28. And then for health in August, we're going to do 1-hour walks Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I don't think that's lofty by any means. Then I just made a real quick calendar. Here is today. So for Joe today, he needed to do the walk, read 1 story. That would be the stories from his Journeys book. And then we're going to read a couple pages in that puberty book. And I did that for the whole month. I just kind of worked it out, everything. So I just kind of divided everything out that was on here, and I put it onto a calendar. And then we can easily see what we need to do, and the kids can check it off, and they can see how much they've accomplished by the end of the month. So just for example, Monday, walk, then he's going to read again. So that means he'll read the same story that he read on Friday. He'll read that story on Monday again, and then we'll read from the puberty book. And then on Tuesday, we'll be doing art. He's going to do math, pages 6 and 7, and then we'll read from the puberty book. Then we have back-to-back birthdays, so we won't be doing any school on either of those days. We also have Cranberry Field Day, and so those are just going to be very busy. And then we get back to Friday with the walk. He'll read a new story and do math, and we just continue on through the month like that. And I also planned out their September goals as well already. So we have our language arts, we have reading, we have math, we have science, we have like social studies / history, we have art, and we have health. It feels so good to have this worked out on paper, to know that we have a plan already and that things can happen. Because like I was telling the kids, I'd really like to finish school by May 1st, or at the very latest, maybe like May 5th. Or 6th or something like that this next year. I mean, I didn't look at what day on the calendar those are, but I would like to finish up early so I can feel like I can do a little bit more garden prep and things like that. Because I'm finding this year, and this is one of the reasons why we are starting, is because my garden feels like it's very behind. Here we are, the first Friday of August already. I haven't even canned anything. The pickles or the cucumbers we're getting are just enough to keep us going, eating fresh. The green beans that we've been getting, same thing. We just kind of munch on them fresh. There's nothing to can at this point. And I know what's going to happen is come September 1st, and we're going to be trying to get school started, and Warren's going to be crazy in harvest prep, and then all the garden stuff is going to come. And I thought, you know what, let's get some of the schoolwork done now so we can feel like we have a little bit more leeway in September when everything needs to be canned, because I really feel like September is going to be a big canning month. Maria, she's already done her walk for today, and she just read her stories. She told me she read 2 stories.
Thanks, Girl.
Are you an overachiever? Do you know what that means?
No.
No, you just like to read. So anyway, so she just crossed off everything. That means she's done. You're done.
I'm done.
You're done. You finished it all up. That was so fast.
That's so fast. Even the hour walk felt so fast.
I know.
I don't know why.
So Peter and Joe also finished up their school. It went really fast. And I think it's just because everyone's kind of excited to get started again. Hi there, Joe.
Water park.
Yes. For his birthday next week, we're going to go to the water park. He is so excited, right?
Yeah.
Is that your favorite thing to do?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. He loves water. So anyway, I'm just going to get some cookbooks shipped off. I have 9 of them. 9 orders came through this week, so I'm going to get those packaged up. Let me just tell you. I know, I've had some people mention to me that they like when I tell where they're coming from. So Australia, or where they're going to, Australia, North Carolina, Wisconsin. Okay, Joe.
Row your boat.
Life is but a dream. We have one going to Missouri, to Montana, to Ohio, and California. So all over the place. Excited to get these shipped out. Thank you guys so much. With all of those other things done, I need to fill out some registration, like paperwork. It's online though, for the Homeschool CoOp that we're going to be a part of this year. So it's just going to be really different this year. I feel it's a different type, you know, it's a homeschool co-op where moms are involved, helping out, doing things like that, potentially teaching a class, which my older kids were part of a co-op like that where I ended up teaching a class as well, but never Joseph, Peter, and Maria. So this is going to be definitely interesting for us, and I have to do the online paperwork. Lunch today is going to be pretty much a repeat of supper last night. I have plenty of dirty rice left here. I have a few peaches left. We have the cottage cheese again. Some more cucumbers and carrots. We have a little this is actually cranberry sauce in there. And what's in here? Oh, I have 1 chicken sandwich left from the other night, so we'll microwave that for someone. Here's a little orange juice. I have some of this cheese sauce. This is that Rico's cheddar cheese dip, not the nacho, but the cheddar. And then I have a bag of chips. So that's going to be lunch here today. So we'll just make something out of all of that. And if we eat every single thing that's here, we'll come over here and have bananas, or I can always cut up this cantaloupe. I was going to save this for supper, but if I have to cut it up now, I do. Art was not on our list for today, but we have been having so much fun. Even me, I have been sitting down. It's so relaxing to just do some painting. Well, it was perfect timing, so we're just working on art, and I got an Amazon shipment. How this Pizzazz art works is that you pay for a monthly subscription, and then each month you get 4 lessons for ages 5 to 9, and then you get another 4 lessons comes in there for the kids like ages 10 and up. And they're in your like library forever. Once you have purchased them, they're there. You can go back and do them anytime. Anyway, for one of the upcoming units, after we're on acrylics right now, but when we get to watercolors, we needed some things. So I picked up some more Sharpies just so we'd have those. I'm going to hide them away so no little kids like Peter or Joseph, right? We don't want anyone to find our Sharpies. And then we needed some oil pastel, the neon colors. And then they had recommended these waterproof ink pens for one of the projects. I don't even know what we'll be doing with them. And then also
Neon.
I know, neon, and then also some neon watercolors. So I picked those up as well. I thought that was kind of fun.
Sweet.
Aren't those cool? So anyway, we'll be using those in one of the future units. All of our art is done. The kids have already run outside. This is Maria's. That's mine. And this one is Peter's here. And the really neat thing is that with that art and with the videos, she gives you a step-by-step on what to do, but then multiple times she says, if you want to do yours different, go right ahead. She had mentioned maybe like adding a bow tie, or, you know, you saw that Maria and I, we did just like she said with the background, but Peter was like, I don't want that. I want a solid background. So he went ahead and did it like that. So it's really, really neat. You can just add your own flair. And I know that the Pizzazz Art Studios sponsored a video a couple videos ago already, but we are still loving it so much. Oh, I just cannot tell you how much I love it. And next up, we're going to be doing, we have one more lesson in this, in the awesome acrylics, and then we're going to be moving on to like a watercolor one, which we are very much looking forward to that too. So here are the dishes. Yes, I did just have somebody ask if I'm going to be getting a new dishwasher, and because they were like, oh, you deserve it. Actually, you know what? I really like washing dishes by hand. It does take a little time. I like it. It just seems like the dishes are always clean. And so often with dishwashers, you open it up and the dishes are dirty, and there's nothing more annoying than thinking you should have clean dishes and finding out that that's not how it is. So anyway, I'm gonna wash dishes. We're making pizza burgers for supper. So not like a burger, it's more of a pizza burger mix. It goes on an English muffin. I'll show you that in a little bit. Peter is so excited. So for tonight's supper, I'm getting the pizza burger mix going. So I just have about 2 pounds of ground venison in here, 1 full onion. It was a red onion, and so that's why it kind of has like those little dark spots. But anyway, and then I put in some salt, some pepper, 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder, a teaspoon of oregano. That's everything that's on the, like that's part of the recipe. And this was a recipe that came from Warren's mom, so I've been making this a long time. But I also add, and this is just kind of as of lately, I also have been adding about a teaspoon of this Portesi seasoning. That is our favorite brand of pizza. It's more of a local pizza made in Stevens Point. Anyway, they make a seasoning, and so I usually put about a teaspoon or so of that in there as well, because I think it just adds really good flavor. I've got chickens following me. They know that I have scraps. But you know what? I put the scraps inside the fence, Golden Cookie. Carl, that's what I do. Here, I'll give you guys a little bit out here. We opened up one of those jars of pickles from last year, and it happened to be one that I used that Mrs. Wages. And they are just so salty and so horrible. And I kept having all these ideas of things that I was going to do with it. People had said I should like add some sugar or something to them and maybe grind them up and turn them into relish. I just never did. It looks like the chickens don't even want that. Here come Puffy and Tiger. Yeah, you ladies gonna come check out the scraps? We kind of want to, but I'm going to head down to the garden now and see if there's any green beans. We've been getting just a few every day. Like the kids like to pick them. And there's like 15 beans and they just munch on them. But I want to see if we have actually enough to make green beans, like steam them up for supper. Peter came out before and used the blower, and he blew off the whole patio, so it looks all nice and clean now. I love how it looks when it's like that. Although I see he just tossed the toys in the yard, so that's another little thing we're gonna have to do tonight. And I see that some of my flowers are dry. The ones that are over in like the flower box, the window box of the chicken coop, those seem to dry out so fast. And if I don't water them every day, then they're droopy. And that's where they're at right now, droopy. Well, I love to come down and just take a peek in the garden. I do have peppers starting. Look at, actually, that's a nice size one down in there. I mean, it needs to grow more, but at least it's sizing up. I think we've had some good heat lately. There's just a little teeny one. But I also love to come down and just look at my flowers. So this is really weird. Okay, this here and this here are cosmos, but not. Something is not right about them. I planted, and this one is a cosmos. I planted them all from seed purchased at Jung's. And then I planted an entire row here. And every single one of them died, except the two there, and then this one here. This one has been blooming for a month, at least, already, and just blooming like profusely. I mean, it's beautiful. I love the orange color. It's just so pretty. Well, in the meantime, then, when all those cosmos died, I planted these zinnias that I had planted from seed, which I really like how they make those little domes, or like, not a dome, but like a little mound. I think they're so pretty. And they're just all different colors. We also started these marigolds from seed, and they're kind of funny. This one's got a pretty purple leaf, and now this one is like getting a really light colored, look what's happening to that one. That's interesting. Super interesting. These look more normal right here. But then here, these two, which are the cosmos. I mean, when I look at their trunk, oh, and this one broke. Something was running through here and broke that off. Nothing, no blooms. So just really odd. That's one thing with gardening, is like you're always troubleshooting and trying to figure out what's going on with your plants. About a week or so ago, Warren and I came down and we put in these posts and then put wire on each side of the tomatoes to hold them up, because, you know, they start to get so heavy, and then what happens is, or at least in my situation, all of the tomatoes then end up start laying on the ground, and then they just rot a lot faster, sometimes even before they turn red. So we put the wires up, and it seems to really be helping, keeping everything upright. And I have lots of tomatoes. There's some tomatoes there, there's tomatoes over there, but nothing red yet. This is the first year I ever planted, whoa, like winter squash. And this is acorn squash. I haven't even looked in here to see if I have anything growing yet. I see blossoms that are already have opened and closed, so pretty soon I should be having something. I should be having some little squash starting. And then here are the green beans. So I do have some. This row actually is doing quite well. And then half of that row. And then that's what the rest of it looks like. So next year I'm definitely trying a different variety of beans. Probably back to the Blue Lake 274s. Well, that's my harvest today, so that's definitely enough beans for a supper meal, and then a couple cucumbers, so we'll just slice all that up. And I'm pretty sure it's all going to go tonight. That's the one thing. So far, I have not had anything that I've needed to can. Everything we're just eating fresh, and, you know, really the only reason I would can it is if we can't eat it up fresh. If we can eat it fresh, then, you know, there's no point in, at least in my book, there's no point in canning up everything if we can eat it up fresh.